Okay, welcome back to Comic Book Wednesdays. We're a weekly series where we talk about comic books. We're your hosts. I'm Ian,
I'm Al.
And I'm Shane.
and we're back this week with the continuation of Secret Wars. We read issues 4, 5, and 6. Only
Dun,
3
dun,
more to
dun,
go,
dun.
guys. All right.
Woo!
Let's just jump straight into it. Issue number 4. We where we left off was the Cabal and the heroes kind of like getting out of their life rafts, causing mischief, um, and the Thors come after the Cabal. So that's really where we picked up. Well, thoughts on this, guys?
Well, I have a comical thought first.
Okay.
So, the first screenshot that I took was with one of the Thors looking straight ahead while Thanos is wrestling with the other one and he tries to hit him in the head. And just Thanos' eyes in that panel, and I'll post it online, of just like looking like, damn, he's really about to rock my shit.
He's like
And
holding.
I really enjoyed his face, like he actually contemplated, like, is this a good idea?
Oof. It was not a good idea. Thanos found out the hard way.
Yes, it did.
Uh,
There was a lot of good eyeball action in these
There
couple
was
episodes.
good eyeball action.
it was some good, yeah.
It was funny because I was talking to my buddy at work about it, and he's like, "Why? What is with this? I forgot about these scenes."
It's funny because like I consider this book to be one of the best like drawn comic books I've ever seen. But there are some goofy eyes in this. Like,
It was awesome.
yeah. My
On
favorite
to the
moment.
more serious things.
My favorite moment from issue number 4, had to be when Cyclops gets rocked by Doom. I mean,
Dude, I gotta
honestly,
tell you,
Oh.
why the fuck does every X-Men have to fucking go down?
I mean,
My
this
guess is because
Doom's
they know that
story.
you're reading it and they're just trying to get you to buy more.
He's like Al's here like, oh man, I'm ready for this Fantastic Four Avengers book to show me all the cool X-Men stuff.
Well, no, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, it's Cyclops with the Phoenix Force. He's gonna kick some ass. And then fucking Doom just like snaps his neck like a little bitch.
The problem is he ran into the main character.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, he did not have enough plot armor to fight that fight.
No,
Yeah.
not enough at all.
Cyclops needed some red shirts.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. No, but it was that just kind of speaks to Doom's power. I mean, like he.
I mean, especially in this episode where he's like way OP.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
because I don't feel like Doom is normally that OP.
No, he's running with the Beyonder's power. He's not this
Right,
strong
so-
usually. He's strong, but he's not like snap the Phoenix Force in half strong. Like,
No.
and most people aren't. Most characters.
Like, on a normal day, when you have Dark Phoenix and a normal Doom, he's not fucking comparing to her power.
No,
At least
I
the
mean,
Jean Grey Phoenix Force.
and the Cyclops. It's the same force.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, I know. But there's no comparison when you bring that into its actuality, not having OP powers like he has right now.
Exactly. But I mean, this is why Doom did what he did. He wanted to be God. He's. Yeah. How about you guys? Do you have any other parts that you guys liked from that 4th issue?
Well, with the whole bit with him and Strange.
Yeah, that was intense.
It was, yeah. We got to the death of Doctor Strange earlier than you anticipated, Shane.
Not at all how I thought it was going to happen, but definitely an interesting take on it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he hit him with a blast. I was like, oh, he disintegrated him.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming neither. Because
No.
like we talked about last week, like we kind of got like a different version of Doom while Steven and him were talking, and then it was just like these three comics were like, yeah, that's fucking Doom, all right.
hmm You almost get this like benevolent god in the first three, and now you're seeing like more of his character flaws come out. Like I feel like he is he's holding on to his power. He's afraid to lose it, and he's doing whatever it takes to keep it. Lying, killing, you name it.
Whatever he has to
Defi-
do.
Yeah.
Definitely kind of, going a little bit opposite from what we were talking about last time, because last time we were talking about how Doom, has this moment where you actually see him like try and be this like good, benevolent god type character, but in this one he was like, "Oh, you defied me? I can't have that.
Death to you.
Yeah, you got to go."
I do like how he like gave Valerie the warning, like, I need you to be the good daughter and just do it here and not piss me off.
Yeah, he's like there's a difference between being like a good dad and like a patient god or whatever, something like that. Where basically like it's like don't test my shit. Like I'm still your god.
Yeah, it was a good couple episodes.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
it was pretty good. So issue number 4 was like what I think of is like just kind of like an action set piece. Not a lot of like meat and potatoes there, but it was cool as hell. Um, looking. I'm just looking back at issue number 4 real quick, see if there's anything else I want to test. Just because like it doesn't stick in my mind all that great.
Yeah, now the last note that I have was that whole panel with him and Steven, and he was just like called because Steven, like, there was that whole fight, and Steven was like, all right, he sent everybody to different directions,
Right.
and like that conversation between him and Doom, and that was the last note that I have for that issue.
Yeah, exactly. I think that we can end it on that and move over to the fifth one.
Cool.
It's I just realized the pyramid
Hmm.
that they're burying Steven in has the eye. It's supposed to be the eye of Agamotto on the pyramid, and that never
Yeah,
really that didn't click to me until just now.
I saw that like some of the images from the 1, 2, and 3, and like kind of when you look at the map that Doom shows, where he was just like, "Oh yes, this is where the sheriff stays," and it's like this giant eye. Like Steven was not trying to be conspicuous at all.
No. Which is kind of the thing that I love about Stephen Strange is he just kind of like does shit like I'm hiding it, but I'm putting it in your face so you can't really not see it. But
I want you to know it was me, but just don't think about it too hard.
yeah.
Yeah, no, Steven does that. He's a sorcerer supreme. There's only a select few that can rock his shit. Doom being one of them.
As
Honestly,
we so
we
clearly got to see, because that neck
Yeah.
snapping was, whew, that was good.
he didn't even snap his neck. He just disintegrated him.
Yeah.
He's a pile of ash. But we talked earlier how like Doom probably wouldn't have been able to defeat Phoenix Force. He would have. I think like if Doom and Strange went against each other like one on one, no Beyonder powers, Doom would still win.
I don't
Think
know,
you could still
man.
win?
I think he's still win.
I don't know.
Not
That's
not only does Doom have a genius level intellect, but he is a master of the mystic arts.
Doom is?
Yeah, Doom's
Oh,
got
I didn't
magic.
know
What?
he was a master of the Mystic Arts either.
Yeah, I didn't
Doom,
know that.
Doom's got magic.
All right.
It's
I mean,
usually like green. It's like this green glow to it. We've seen it in the comics. If you guys go back to the issues that if we read that had Doom in it, you'd see him
Uh,
using his magic. It's not
yeah, but
I
I
didn't know
mean,
that was magic.
Strange is like the sorcerer supreme. Like,
yeah, but he's Doctor Doom.
all right, put your Doctor Doom boner away. All right.
I want you to go and talk to your buddy about it. Ask him like if Doctor Doom could wreck Doctor Strange's shit on a normal day.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna have this conversation tomorrow. Like,
Now,
no doubt.
I'm gonna ask some people too, actually.
now, given it all depends on who's writing the book and what does the writer want to happen. But I would say that like
Sure.
it it is not out of the question that Doctor Doom could fight Doctor Strange and win. Is
Wow.
it is it a like a
Huh.
shoe in every single time? I don't think every single time, but there is a good chance that Doctor Doom
You
could
think
win
you
that
give
fight.
him a run for his money, but he's definitely winning.
I put my money on him if I was a
Wow.
betting man. Yeah,
Okay. That's. I honestly did not even know that was magic. So like, that's the thing I learned today.
yeah. He's a he's a ruler of a nation, so he's got tons of fucking money. He's a genius. He's good at tech, and he has magic.
So what exactly turned him into this evil prick that we see today?
His ego?
No.
I don't know. He's a fucking maniac.
Yes, he is.
I wasn't sure if there was something that like triggered it or something that happened, or if Doom
I'm
was just
sure
like,
his
I'm Doom.
deformity of his face had something to do with it, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know like the intricates
is
of
there a
Doctor
story
Doom's
behind that? Do we know,
history.
or
We can go back and read some Doctor Doom stuff from the '60s and just kind of go from there and figure that out.
find
But
out why he's all fucked up like that?
yeah, I'm sure they explain it somehow. I don't know
Okay.
the intricates of. I would love to read more Doom stuff. Honestly, he's just
We know.
fascinating character. I don't know. I like it. Anytime I have a character that's like there's that gray. He's not necessarily evil, but like he's not a good guy either. Like, give me more of that. Like, I like Punisher. Punisher's a great freaking character.
You know what? I'll definitely agree with you on that because in comparing these two issues, you definitely see Doom, like, even though he got, like, because in this next issue it talks about, like, his interaction with Molecule Man and, you know, trying to find everything, and they hold that funeral for Strange, and, you know, because he's sitting there the entire time just being like, yeah, let's keep the people happy. Like, that's the first time that I've seen him, like, kind of give in to his like emotions in this instance, and I don't know, I just find it a little bit weird because I would have liked to have seen a little bit more interaction with like him and Steven, because even when Steven met like the people on the lifeboat thing, he was like, yeah, no, whether you like it or not, Doom's a god.
Yeah.
Right.
So for Doom to kill him, that was, I was a little surprised.
I was definitely surprised when that happened, but you know,
He's well,
it is Doom.
He directly disobeyed an order, basically,
From a
and
god.
yeah, and it's obviously Doom was threatened by it. So
I do like though that Steven was like, you know, after all this, everything that you and Reed have been through, you're still afraid of him. You know, like he
That was
disobeyed
probably what
an
set him over
order,
the edge.
but like he was still like, I'm not afraid to call your ass out. You know what I mean? Like it was a cool scene.
yeah, and maybe even Steven was a little like complacent in his role. He's like, I've been there. I would help Doom do this. So he's not gonna do anything to me type attitude, when it's
It
flat
makes
out
you also
like,
wonder about Steven's guilt towards the whole thing. Like he obviously is showing some remorse of how things ended and how Doom had to be the leader of the whole thing.
right, and he's also saying like, hey, like I'm not willing to hurt these people. These are people that I've spent a lifetime with. Like he starts talking about how these are the actual people from his universe, so he's not willing to do nearly as much to them,
Absolutely.
which makes sense. I wanted to talk to you about Molecule Man. I mentioned earlier to you guys that I had a question.
Yeah.
Um, so it's alluded to. So like later in the issues, they talk how Molecule Man is the source of Doom's power. Um, and they talked about how Molecule Man is a bomb, and he was made to destroy universes and all that kind of crap. Um,
Mhm.
then I was wondering, is I guess Doom has to come back to him every so often, or they keep him under the castle, um, because he is holding the Beyonder's powers in him, right? Like, I'm from what I gather, he not only is Molecule Man like the source of his power, but he's the reason they were able to take the Beyonder's power. Is that right?
That's how I understood it, because he does make that line of, he's a bomb, and then like Doom did the intelligent thing of like, he killed every single version, but he let the bomb go just a little bit at a time, and that really helped with taking their powers. So
Interesting.
that was
Okay.
that was the way that I understood it as well.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole what was it? He directly quoted that basically about saying lessening the fuse or something like that to
Hmm.
diminish the amount of power that his bomb had, him himself as a bomb had.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm starting to get it now. And some of the stuff is confusing.
No, it is. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no argument there.
And especially when you get some of these wordier issues, which this one definitely was. Um, but it was definitely fascinating to see like the moment where they use the Molecule Man bomb to blow up the Beyonders. Um, Doom really fucked them up there. Um, we saw the funeral with the old Thor. I'm looking for Odin's son specifically, but I don't think there is an Odin's son specifically. Like I'm thinking that they just he kind of bases all these like lesser Thors or like Thor core guys on Thor Odinson.
Hmm. That's honestly how it seems. Like, I was under the impression that like maybe he got them from different universes. Like he was just pulling people from different places, because they always refer to the like the newest one as like the young Thor. And I gotta say something there. I think something's gonna happen with him. I'm just not quite sure what,
Oh, well, that's
because
good to know.
there's been like an interesting number of panels that feature him and like watching and observing and seeing all this shit happen. And so I have to wonder if they're going to do something with him, which I'd personally like to. I'd be curious to see what they do, but that's just my vibe at the moment.
That'd be really cool. And then the rest of the issue talked about the future Foundation kids, uh, led by Valeria Richards,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and how they're tasked with finding Stephen Strange killer. However, what Doom doesn't realize is they've been tracking not only Doom's power signature, but Steven's power signature. And the way they explain it is Doom's power signature and Steven's are opposites, and they almost refer, or actually, I think they literally refer to Stephen Strange's power signature as antimatter or an anti-energy, and they
Yeah,
realize
anti-Doom.
anti-Doom, yeah. And what they do is they say that they saw a surge in his energy, like right as the heroes are getting pushed away. So they realize that Steven sent them away, and then he was killed. So they have their suspicions that it was Doom. And that's how that one
At least
ends.
Valerie does, right? Like I didn't necessarily grasp it. The rest of them did, but Valerie definitely had a strong inkling, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
she's a genius. She's smarter than Reed. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's like 50 steps ahead of all the rest of them,
Yeah.
including Doom, honestly.
She's at least one step ahead of him as far as being able to perceive that he's not the great father that he makes himself out to be.
She realizes he's lying, and
Yeah.
I think that's the key. Any final
And
words on
then,
5? I'm sorry.
yeah, I actually do have one. Speaking of faces, at the end, that last panel where they say, why it scares God so badly, in trying to talk about like finding out what happened with like Thanos and the Cabal and everybody there. You just see this picture of Thanos like he really did try his best to take a selfie and then just failed fucking epically.
Yeah, good old Thanos. Someone give him back his Nokia.
I hate to bring up my buddy again for this, but I was showing him that picture and he's like, "Is that Thanos? That doesn't even look like Thanos." And this is like one of my favorite comic lines. How does he look like that? It was really funny.
What button do I push to take the picture? Is the camera on? I can't tell. I can't hear you.
Shit, I took a video.
It is now canon that Thanos doesn't know how to use cell phones. I like that.
That's got to be fact right there.
That's why he collected the Infinity Stone, so he could work his phone.
Perfect.
Okay, let's jump to 6. Well, this
Sounds
is our
good.
last issue for today. Um, let's see. I'm
6 seemed like it jumped out a little bit because like we start off with some of the Cabal capture, like Black Swan being right in that room with Doom.
I wouldn't even say she was captured. I had the feeling that she
Yeah,
openly
it seemed
went.
like she was almost returning to Doom.
I'm gonna say like she would have literally been returning, right? Because
Yeah.
he was the Allah Balin or whatever the deity that she worshipped was his like fake religion. So I guess she found out Doom was
Like, hey,
her
come meet your
god.
god.
Which, how did she find that out?
I don't know. They really didn't say, unless there's like a tie-in comic somewhere that we could read. But
Well, apparently the tie-in comics go on forever with this book. I mean, you see them at the end of every episode, and there's like fucking 50 different comics that tie into this whole series.
oh yeah, yeah. They're cool because they're all their own like unique stories, but like there are so many. Let's see. I mean, like favorite parts, guys. Let's talk about it. Do you guys have a favorite part of issue number 6?
I did, yeah.
Go ahead, shoot.
So it was right after the conversation with the two Reeds, because they had somehow met up with. Um, oh my god, I just forgot her name. When the woman who met with Spider-Man, the two
Uh,
Spider-Man,
Val.
Valerie.
Valerie, thank you. When she had met with them, and she made the comment of like, I can't handle the fact that my dad might not be who I think he is, and like all of these truths that I'm learning. So like, you guys go ahead and go into this underground thing. I'm gonna wait this one out.
Wait till she finds out that he's not actually her dad at all.
I mean, it just shows her intelligence, but also like she's really an adult in a child's body for that level of maturity and self-awareness of everything going on around her, where she was like, yeah, I know I'm not emotionally prepared to handle this, nor am I capable of handling it at the moment. You guys go ahead.
Yeah.
Such a great favorite scene. Are you ready for mine?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it. So you're telling me that's an 8-year-old, 3-week-old hamburger? I don't think suspended animation counts. Okay, so that's a 3-year-old hamburger. Yeah, and he shouldn't eat that.
And then he munches down on that bitch. This is the best burger I've had.
For
It's probably one
context,
of them McDonald's burgers.
oh my god, right? It's a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. Um,
That was such a great scene.
for
That was so good.
for context of those who have yet to read or maybe forgot, it's Peter and Miles talking to each other, and Miles pulls a cheeseburger out of his suit, and he's like, "Where the hell did you get that?"
Yeah, because Molecule Man is like, I'm starving. Did you bring me food? And he's like, nah. And Miles is like, oh, actually, wait a minute. I got something.
I got cheeseburger.
Just homie burger. Like, pulls that burger out of his pocket. Here you go.
Yeah.
Makes me question what other snacks he's got tucked up in there.
And where the hell is he storing them? Like, the thing's a skin tight unitard. Where the hell does he have a cheeseburger hidden in that bitch?
He's got that snack pack.
It's just snack bag. Yeah, you know how some underwear have like a nice little pocket for your ball sack?
He's got the ball sack underwear that he's hiding cheeseburgers in.
Yeah, exactly. God, I had another favorite part of this. Oh yes, I sent the text to you guys. So first, we got to talk to T'Challa and Namor because I feel like I wanted something bigger than this.
We were robbed, damn it.
You know what? Honestly, I kind of like how they did that. You know what? With what T'Challa said, he's like, "You're what was it? A king of a world that's gone, and I'm the king of the dead. What's left to be angry about?" Like, I get it. It's like kind of like you wish they were more mad at each other, but like it's kind of like the way that I would think T'Challa would act at that point. Like he's got nothing left to fight for.
You're right, but in the same box, Namor is a cheeky fucking bastard because he goes nothing behind. So T'Challa is saying nothing behind us, and only this new world before us. And Namor's response is just a door, T'Challa, and a locked one at that. And like, you fucking cheeky bastard! Like, what the fuck?
He's gonna try some shit. Like, their entire history is, oh yeah, no, we're good. And the other one going, we are fucking not good. It's just a matter of time to see which one is gonna break first.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, the one that says, yeah, we're good, is really like, nah, I'm gonna fucking stab you, we're not good.
By my count, it's Namor's turn to do the stabbing, because before T'Challa was like, no, we're not cool. And now he's like, no, we're fine, it's all good.
I mean, if we're being fair, Namor would probably have the right to do the stabbing next because T'Challa threw him onto an exploding planet.
launched
Yeah.
his ass.
That is 100% true.
He said, "Kids, see ya," and
Go on,
Spartan
get.
kicked his ass back to Earth. Um, but yeah, big takeaway after that though is T'Challa has the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Now I'd
That was.
like. Oh, I'm sorry.
I forgot about that. That was insane. I was like, oh shit.
I like how they explain the gauntlet. Now they talk about how each section of the battle world is a remnant of a previous universe, meaning the stones would not work in the other sections. So they
Mmm.
had to find a part of the universe where all the stones were located in order for the gauntlet to work. So it just so happens that there was one area that had all the stones. And then T'Challa decided, well, if this is going to be my play, my only way to defeat Doom, if I need to, then I want to make sure that his house is here. You know, like his castle is where he hangs his hat is going to be where the Infinity Gauntlet can be used. So, strategic thinking on Strange's part, you know.
Yeah, definitely another magical, strange moment. You know.
Yes, definitely magical strange moment. Um, let's see.
There is something I wanted to talk about, and we kind of talked about this before we started recording. Carol beating the shit out of Sinister, but also having that thing on her head.
Right. So
What's up
I
with
did
that?
look that up. Since we talked about it, he has telepathic abilities that uh like Jean Grey and Professor X, that he actually can take possession of other mutants' bodies, and like they won't they don't remember it, they don't know what they did, like it's like full on he just like takes over, and it's not even like it's mind control, but it's more than that. You know what I mean?
It's like a
From
possession.
Okay.
at least what Wikipedia says. So, you know.
Into, I
So
mean,
wait a minute. If he, oh, go ahead, Ian. I'm sorry.
no, you might be saying the same thing as me. So why don't you go first?
Okay. If it's mind control, why the hell did he let her hit him so
Well,
many times?
and see, that's the thing. I think it was. I don't think it was him just beating the shit out of himself. I think it was him preparing for something larger. You know, like he's got Carol under his wing, and Doom doesn't know it, and he's gonna like play it against Doom, and like I think there's something more to this than what the comic is letting on. At least maybe it's again a side issue that we're not involved in, or whatnot. But I think if we dove a little deeper into it, we'd find something more interesting than that. I think he's just like giving himself a shiner for effect.
Mm,
Also, we might not necessarily have a complete grasp on his powers. It could be like he influenced her actions, but she still has some sort of will.
It
Um,
could be, yeah. Like I said, I don't know enough about his powers to say either way.
I'm with
okay.
you. I would love to read some Sinister stuff. I'm gonna look up some of his storylines.
So in a way, he might be letting her think like, "Oh, you have control right now." When in all actuality, it's like, no, you really don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. Uh, like essentially, she might be like thinking
cause
they're aligned. They have like an alliance, or they're aligned with this
Hmm.
gem, But she's not like a meat puppet.
like you could see him smiling the whole time. So I definitely think there's something more that they're letting on there.
I mean,
Gotcha.
and or we're missing the obvious answer. Is it's just the weird kink.
It could be. Choke me, daddy.
Shit.
That's what
I
it
mean,
is.
I could see Mr.
100%.
Sinister being into some weird shit like that.
Yeah, I could too. The dude looks like it. His name's Mr. Sinister.
Right? Like, right?
Yeah. Oh, there was another funny line with Franklin um, that I was just looking at, and Sue was talking to Franklin, her son, and she's like, "Did you have a good day?" And she goes, "Yeah, Galactus and I went fishing and caught a leviathan. We even saw an entire school of them." I was like, "Oh, Galactus likes to go fishing."
Hodor! Hodor!
Yeah, that was the vibe I got. It's like, oh, he's just fishing with kids. Okay, gotta have hobbies, I guess.
Yeah, that was funny. I laughed at that too.
That was good. That was really good. The rest of that issue was about like a fake Fantastic Four story that Doom is implanted into the minds of Sue Storm, where Reed was replaced with her father, who dies, and Doom
Yeah,
saves them.
Because reasons.
yeah.
Yeah, because reasons. And then we learned a little bit more about it. Where like, well, no, Thanos is then talking to the Thing, and we learned that the
Oh,
Thing is
yeah.
actually the shield, the big wall that blocks like the zombies and the Annihilation Wave and Ultron, all those things. He blocks them out. The Thing is literally the wall. It's fucking cool as hell.
So now that's going to be pouring into this world now, too, right?
Right, because Thanos convinces the Thing to stand up.
Hmm. I
And
really do like that line that he uses of like, your God put you here to keep you out of the way because he fears you, and because just as he feared the torch, and you see, I know a secret.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I wonder if Thanos is going to go to Johnny next.
Hmm.
He
I mean,
might.
if he can, like I don't know if Johnny's still
He,
viable at this point because he's the son or whatever, but like it would be kind of cool to see a full Fantastic Four lineup fight against Doom at the end of this whole mess.
Very traditional.
it it feels like we're getting there, right? I mean, because
Right.
if I'm looking at this book now, the whole time we've been reading Avengers and New Avengers, they're very much Avengers books. This feels like a Fantastic Four story to me.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Like,
Well, it's very focused around the Fantastic Family, like
Hmm.
oh,
everything
absolutely.
we've gotten so far with Doom, with you know Reed and Sue's kids, and everything has been fantastic oriented.
Right. Where, like, the previous story, I would say, was focused around Cap and his relationship with the Illuminati.
Yeah,
Uh, but, like, you don't see Cap or Iron Man at all. Like, Doom was like, yeah, I'm not bringing these two batshit crazy mothers into my world. Like, I'm sure they're
Fair.
there, but they're
which
just.
I'm sure he did purposefully. If you think about how Doom would think, would you really want Iron Man fucking beating down your door if you were a fucking the god of this world?
Yeah. I'd be curious to look at some of these spin offs. I'm sure the characters show up in the battle world, like, somewhere, but,
Oh,
like,
I'm sure, yeah.
they're not prominent, you know?
Hmm.
I'm sure you
And
have a zombie Iron Man and a zombie Cap.
oh yeah, and there, like I was saying before, there's a story where like Captain America is riding Devil Dinosaur. Um,
Right.
I'd have to look that one up. I have the issues, but they're all like sealed in plastic and paper, so I'm not going to be pulling them out. But yeah, so far so good. We're more than halfway done this now. We have three more issues left, 7, 8, and 9. and then we'll be done Secret Wars. So that'll be next week. I can't believe we're
Wow.
actually getting to the end of it.
I know, it's crazy. It's
That
been a
is wild.
long run.
I know it's been worth it though. You think I really enjoyed reading with you guys. So I look forward to next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Same.
there was definitely some parts that I, personally felt like they were drawn out and overdone, but the experience of getting to talk about them and work through them was enjoyable by far.
Oh, definitely. I 100% agree with you. But that's with like any slice of media. Sometimes you get like, for lack of a better word, filler. And
Absolutely.
whether that's to sell books or just like meet quotas, it's there. It's part of the industry. So,
Mhm.
Yep.
well, I think that's it for us today. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Or?
I'm good.
Ye-
It's been a pleasure, at least for this section of books. I can't wait to get on to the next section. Not that Secret Wars is over, but
We're
you know,
almost there.
we're almost
Um,
there, and it's gonna be good.
for those who have been listening, we are doing Watchmen next. Um, so if you guys have Watchmen and you want to start reading, not next week, but the week after, we'll do our
Two
first
weeks.
Watchmen. Or at least we're planning on doing our first Watchmen there. We'll see. Tentative at this time, but that's the goal. Um, but yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate you listening. Um, and again, this was Comic Book Wednesdays. We're your hosts. I'm Ian.
I'm Al.
And I'm Shane.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Night, y'all.